Okay, so now let's get some. Hear what you are coming up with, because the more than human. Once you have it, we should think about a time when it doesn't work. Sometimes, right? And the less than human when you have it. Once you know what it is, then let's think of a time when it doesn't really cause you trouble. So neither one of them is absolute, is what I'm saying. Okay. So go ahead and just start with some ideas. I liked yours, for example.
Which one?
The one that you were actually one of the early prototypes.
Yeah.
But you are still kept around because you are useful in some way. You are not successful, of course.
No.
But
more progress.
But you've got some useful qualities.
Yeah. And it also was like kind of explanation for why we stick around this master or why we.
Right. Well, they emotionally dominate you.
Yeah.
By definition.
And why we're not like around the townspeople because they are.
Right.
I'm thinking of being master organizer as a modern human, in a sense that I know where everything is if I was the one that had to organize it, and obviously I'm the one that's keeping track of all master's things because he cannot rely on anyone else.
Right,
me.
Master organizer, excellent. And then less than human.
I don't know. Does it have to be connected with the positive thing, or does it have to be something else?
Well, no. The less than human and more than human can be independent of each other, because remember, each has an exception.
Yeah.
So they should be thought of as different, not opposites.
Okay. Now I'll have to think about it because the first thing I came up with is that basically wherever I go, if I'm idle for too long, I start to mentally think how to organize like all the books, all the seconds.
We'll think about that in a moment. Yeah.
So this is exactly opposite of what I'm actually in real life. I just want to put this as a note. I'm saying this with the because on the back of my mind I have that 2 months of laundry on my bed that I need to sort when I come back at home. So that's maybe where I'm going with this.
This is who you want to be.
Odin, did you think of something?
I have like two concepts for like a character. Either was like kind of copying like the Sloa from the Changeling Dreaming, which are like this pale, shadowy like type of fae, which skulk around in darkness, can like go through any like opening because they can squish themselves and cannot speak above a whisper. The other was kind of because of a concept I had for another RPG, and because this game also reminded me of another PS2 horror game, Haunted Ground, of having like this very human-looking homunculus, but it's like, but socially it's like very apparent he's not quite human, like very almost like a robot, like speaks very soulless.
Either one is fine. Yeah. I kind of like the first. I mean, it just seems to go so nicely with what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Right. That you.
I feel a little bit disconnected. So I'm gonna put out what I think, and you'll have to just say yes or no.
Okay.
And it is for everybody. I'm thinking about that I was a boy that was tortured by this thing and became because I have high self-loathing, this brain dead person that just hurts people. So, but if you want a kid, he gets the kid. If you wanted me to torture the kid, I torture the kid.
Right. You go right ahead.
Okay.
So I guess your superpower will be extremely focused on task, or like what is this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, okay. It's a terrifying and disgusting concept. So you go.
But is it okay or is it working?
Yeah.
So I say less human?
I guess that's why you, like, I know why I survived.
Yeah.
And now I know why you survived too.
And so if you are very good at, like, spying and sneaking and getting things and stuff like that, right? If you go with the first one.
Yeah. Like getting stealing the concept, but like kind of like getting enough, like, openings that a normal person cannot, like...
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe you are the best at sneaking into the townspeople's homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nathan, any ideas?
think my character is going to be the opposite of everything else.
Okay.
It's basically someone who cannot dream.
Did the master get you to investigate potential side effects? Like you're the control group or something?
Yes.
Nathan, keep going. Well, I don't understand at all, so you will have to explain.
Yeah, it's basically all the master thing is about getting dreams, but my character can't dream.
Right. Okay.
So he can't feed. He's basically he has a really high weariness and zero self-loathing.
Right.
So basically, yeah, he's kind of the opposite of
that's right.
what the master wants from the people.
So, but perhaps you are so fascinating as a subject.
That is keeping me alive.
Right.
It's
Now he does want you to do things.
Sure.
Right. So okay. Yeah, I like it. So what can you do that is more than human?
What can I do that is more than human?
Maybe you have some kind of mental power or something like that.
I don't dream, but I can force all the dream. Or more easily, I think. So we
Right.
still have to
Right. So you're very good. You can induce
Yes.
nightmare. Yeah.
induce
yeah.
nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, more than human and less than human for everybody. Right? Pretty straightforward. Less than human is something that you are not able to do. If you try to do certain things, you will just fail.
I'm probably less human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stuck between concepts. But you like the earlier ones. The other one I think was like kind of fails mostly. It's like socializing, but like the latter one.
Yeah.
Concept. But it's like very can do things like very physically that normal humans, even though looking.
Okay,
very,
yeah. If you want to do that, then yes, you can say that they cannot. They are terrible at social interactions.
Yeah.
Terrible socializer.
Because like
No, right.
they look human and stuff, but like
Right. They are off.
they're
Yeah.
off.
I have it. That's fine.
Mhm.
Now, but you have sort of superhuman physical abilities,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So you have a superior physique or something like that.
Oh, it's
That's
a wall
more than
like
human.
punch.
Yeah. Super strong, right? Superhuman physique. And then the second one is terrible socializer.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Because it's a very-
Those are more than human and less
Almost
than
like
human.
soul.
Right.
Almost like a soulless individual.
Right. So you have the you have the construct.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to be too complicated. Remember that each one has an exception.
Mm.
There's some kind of socializing you can do.
Yeah.
There's some kind of circumstance or some kind of physical thing you cannot do. Just little exceptions. for each one.
Because in the game, the Haunted Ground, you have like this kind of like almost clone like homunculus, which is somewhat like envious of
Right.
normal people because
Oh, yeah.
they can have a soul and I
Mhm.
can do so.
Excellent. Now, of course, you only think you have no soul, or maybe no one has a soul. Who knows?
No,
But-
it was so
Okay, so with this in mind, we should have the more than human, the less than human, and you should also think about two townspeople that you have some connection to. At the moment, they are the avenues for you to gain love. Which, for you, pretty much just means any normal emotional interaction.
Just thinking about the concept is, I was thinking if my character can't speak
Right. Uh-huh.
and has very hard to just connect to things, or usually just stares away.
Right.
But he's a good listener and he can write. So,
Excellent. Yeah. So say mute, cannot
Yeah.
speak, and then say, but can write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can-
Good.
can-
And
Okay,
then I
okay.
was thinking he might be connected with a librarian.
Sure.
like
Yeah.
or even maybe somewhat of a writer. Can you like work his small stories or poems, which is like well written or
I don't know what he writes.
Yeah. Just leave it out for now. Yeah. So so good. And then you can give them a name, and we are ready to begin.
I think my less than human will be actually something different. I think I will say that she's like entirely fears conflict.
Yeah.
Except
Right.
if someone is trying to disorganize her things.
Right. Right.
Someone is trying to make chaos or something like that.
Yeah, just so I'm thinking right.
You might want to specify the kind of conflict because you have to be useful to the masters. So avoiding being averse to all conflict, right?
Let me think about it then.
Something specific, like maybe physical or something like that, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, physical conflict.
So I'm not supposed to put this in more than human.
Which
or,
one?
Listening.
No, that's part of don't. That's the exception for can't speak.
Okay.
You can write, so that's the exception.
Yeah.
You see? Okay. And then that's less than human, and that's your exception. Now you need more than human, and its exception.
Okay.
So what is your character superior at doing that you pretty much almost automatically succeed?
You also have exception for
like you said, they were very brutal, right? So you could just say beating people.
Yeah.
You don't even have to roll. Right. Accept, and then you make an accept. Odin, did you?
Yeah, it was more than human, like physical feats beyond human.
Yeah.
And less than human, like how to say, socially weak or socially.
Just uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Or off, right? Socially off. It just means when you try to. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's good. And remember, each one has an exception.
Exception, which means
that there are some kinds of physical feats or some kind of conditions where you cannot succeed physically. It's a very small exception.
And there is also some social interaction at which you're actually pretty good at.
Yeah. It's very specific, yeah.
I think like ethic. Ethic, like what is it? Etiquette.
Etiquette, yeah. So if it is polite.
Yeah.
So if it is a polite situation, very formal, you will be okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also based on another character from another series.
Sure.
So, which is like kind of this like very socially talented like android, but it's like very polite. Like,
right. I get it.
And a bit how's it? Not slime. A bit snarky.
This works very nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nathan?
I don't know.
I'm thinking about my accept again.
I found the exception for the plus.
Okay, more than human is the inducing the nightmares, correct?
Yes.
And then you have an exception.
But not for children.
Right. Oh, okay. And so then you have
PG-13.
less than human.
In less than human, I have no idea.
Are you sure? You are this person who was experimented upon, correct?
Sure.
And so then you now cannot dream. So less than human, maybe you are, you cannot do certain things.
Yeah,
you
but
cannot,
physical disabilities is like...
You could have a physical disability,
a bit.
or you could just make them have crazy eyes, and they cannot, huge crazy eyes, they cannot
maybe you just
interact, who knows?
More philosophically cannot dream and cannot dream.
Right, your stunted imagination, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't to the earth.
Yeah.
That could be actually fun. Like, no understanding
You're
of
here.
anything that is not like said.
Yeah.
If it's not said, implicit is not something even.
This is
Right,
this
right.
is not gonna. This
Yeah.
is gonna be a very weird group.
So literal, like very literal, very 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 literal, very overly literal. So material, right? You
Sudden Drax associations.
Yeah. And so then, of course, there is an accept about something. There's something you can...
Except about colors.
Oh.
when like the metaphor and stuff like that is based on colors, I would understand.
Okay. Okay. Good enough. It's like you're a weird soldier poet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have
Stuck on like the physical exception, but
oh, well, it could be like in the bright sunlight or something like that. Or it could it's easy if you do something easy.
or maybe like have a hard time doing it against a certain group of people, like
Oh, I see. So
like colleagues
right.
or like guests or
Right. So unless it's unless socially observed, right, by a group, right. In other words, you're very physically powerful and can do lots of things, but not in a polite interaction, not in a when a whole bunch of people are looking at you.
I mean, what I have a hard time doing this action against a certain group.
Got it. Right. Except
More-
against, a
more-
specific, any kind of polite group, any kind of civilized gathering.
Yeah, or like guests. Or,
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's a formal relationship.
So I can't really do something against
Right.
harmful against these, or like
I think that makes a lot of sense. Your more than human and less than human are kind of related, but in a very understandable way. Okay.
so almost like I can't harm guests or
Right.
colleagues or
Exactly. Right. How about some names?
I was just thinking wolf. That they
Okay.
call me wolf
Okay.
because I'm that. But that's, I just feel a little bit off. So, my more than human was
Beating people, right?
brutal in fighting, and I had to have something opposite to that. Which
Well, something actually where you are not effective at it.
animals. Can we
Okay,
say.
sure. Yeah. But not animals. Yeah. Okay.
Can I have like I my lesson in human is can't speak, but I can write.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about if I was it you just have these two, less than human and more than human.
Right.
I was thinking about when I understand. I maybe cannot understand or explain the feelings, but if I have a book, I could go with that and like.
Yeah. I get that completely. Yeah. You
Is
can
that
communicate. Yeah, it's all part of it.
okay?
It's all there.
Fierce physical conflict, except when master is around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there gonna be such an occasion, actually?
Quite easily, yes.
Okay.